Good evening, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the partially mask-wearing militant state of Michigan, where we have Gretchen Whitmer as our governor and dictator for the next 4 years. A couple things tonight. Surprising yet not surprising, but we're going to go with a conspiracy theory as well. This is a new Jedi mind trick conspiracy theory that I think are going to happen. First, I wanted to say a little bit about Stephan Crowder. He made that vlog yesterday, not naming the, I guess, right-wing media outlet. He's been looking for a new platform for his show. I guess he was in discussions with this group, and when they came back with their offer, their contract offer, it was basically a 360 deal. I guess is the best way to define it. And that 360 deals are quite common in the music industry, where the record label gets a piece of everything. Now, not just record sales, concerts, endorsement money, whatnot. So whatever the group is making money on, the record label makes money as well. And not only that, of course, you don't get to keep the rights to your own stuff, which essentially what Stephan Crowder was getting with, but in addition to, they wanted a little bit of control of his social media, what was being put out on social media. And in conclusion, he kind of was, well, I guess they're more concerned about kind of the money than they are getting the truth out, which is just not surprising. I'll try to find the vlog. If I post it in here, you damn well better watch it, because it's probably going to take some time to find it. But Laura Southern was absent during the immunity enhancement program, mostly because she was an Australian citizen and a Canadian citizen. And those two places weren't real high on, let's say, comments that weren't along the approved scientific line. She was, I guess you could say, kind of banned, but she came back after a year and a half. It was about a 2-hour-long vlog. And she's talking about the difficulties with that her current situation provided. She also talked about some of the people on the right wing that weren't really what they kind of seemed to be. And she made some comments about Milo Yiannopoulos and Paul Joseph Watson, which surprisingly were more about grift and not quite the upstanding people that one was being led to believe. So if I find it, you can 1.25 or 1.5 exit and get through it, but it gives you kind of an idea of at least some of the people that we might be listening to aren't exactly what we think they are. But I'm not exactly sure if you came to me looking for a platform to put your show on. If I'm going to do it, I have to figure out how I'm going to make money on this as well, especially if I'm offering you money for your show. I mean, how do I get my investment back? If you're keeping all the subscription money, the subscribers, if I can't make money on, taking your show and making clips and putting them back out on YouTube or Rumble, and then I have to protect my investment in some way, shape, or form. So I might have to control a little bit of what's being said. So I want to say Stephan made the right decision in not signing this contract and selling his soul, but I have to look at it from a business side and say, I'm not really sure what you have to offer me when I give you all this money to put your show on my site, or whatever you want to call it, my platform, with really somehow we figure out somehow down the road I make money. But you get all the merchandise, you get all the subscription, you control the clips, and then you could blow this whole thing up by tweeting something and getting shut down. I'm not sure where the upside for me is. So with that being said, let's get to the Jedi mind trick. So right now it's A Largo gate. The walls are closing in on Biden. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Oh, they got him. Got to impeach him. Oh, this is worse than Watergate. All the things that they said about Trump. Biden should resign. Everybody wants Biden to resign. On the right, Biden resign. Biden resign. He should be impeached. This is bad. Took him when he was the vice president, not when he was president. Didn't have the authority to declassify. It's all about the Ukraine, money laundering, whatnot. And they're talking about, well, the mainstream media is coming on board and really criticizing Biden, and as long as the mainstream media holds his feet to the fire, then he'll leave office. But here's the Jedi mind trick. What do these people, especially mainstream media, what would they like to see more? Joe Biden leave office, or Donald Trump not be able to run for office? Now, I'm thinking they don't want Donald Trump to run for office. And as you can see, there's no snow here in Michigan in the middle of January. None. Zip. Zero. Nada. Okay. What I think the Jedi mind trick here is mainstream media, Democrats and whatnot, want Joe Biden to take the lower moral ground and resign from office. And they want him to come up with some sort of speech, a mea culpa, as it were, saying, look, I didn't pack the boxes. I didn't realize what I had. It later came to light that, these were things that, I probably shouldn't have had, and I have to hold myself to a higher standard. I'm responsible for this, and so I'm going to leave office. He's going to leave office because he took documents that he shouldn't have taken. Whether he knew they were classified or top secret or whatnot, he knew he shouldn't have them. And because of that, he must step down. So then, all this does, or what this does, is force Trump. President Trump, you had these same similar documents. President Biden says even though he didn't pack the boxes or he wasn't aware of what they were, the lower moral ground is to step down out of office. And since you've done the same thing, how can you run for office when you've done the same thing? So Treasure Troller's conspiracy is that all of this Car Largo gate, or whatever you want to call it, the Biden secret documents, all of this stuff is nothing more than a way for them to keep Donald Trump from running for office again. Because as soon as Joe Biden steps down, because he's going to take the lower moral ground and say, I should have known and I'm responsible, I'm stepping aside, I'm not sure how Donald Trump can take even a lower moral ground and say, yeah, but everyone else did it, so that's cool, I'm going to keep running. I think it's a bad look for Trump if he continues. So I really think this is more about getting Donald Trump to not run for office than it is to get Joe Biden out of office. And you haven't heard that anywhere but here. But now we all know that Bill O'Reilly listens, Tudor Dixon listens. I have to go through the list. Andrew Yang listens to Treasure Troller. So we know that there's some pretty influential people out there that do listen to Treasure Troller. So after tonight, you can look for this sort of comment in some of the other right-wing media commentators. But till then, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.